Welcome to Exotic PC's video review of the new Asus N76. This is a new 17.3-inch multimedia laptop from Asus. If you're a person that's really into photography or videography, maybe you're a graphic designer, or you just really enjoy listening to music and watching Blu-rays, this is definitely probably one of our top picks for a person like you. So we're glad that you're joining us today on this video review, and we'll go ahead and get started. First thing we want to just run through with you is the configuration of this N76. This is the stock configuration that we're doing this review with you today. For screen, it has a 17.3-inch Full HD matte screen. It's a very nice matte screen, and we'll go a little bit more in depth with you here as far as the screen. For CPU and GPU, this does have that new 3rd generation i7-3610 quad mobile processor in it. For graphics, it has a NVIDIA GT 650M with 2 gigabytes of video RAM. And it does have Optimus, which is really nice. If you need to save battery or you're taking this on the road or anything like that, it does have some battery saving options for you. For hard drives, it does have dual hard drive bays. So this has dual 500 gigabyte 5400 RPM hard drives. So you have a terabyte. So plenty of storage. For optical drive, this does have a Blu-ray burner in it actually, which is really nice. And for RAM, it has 8 gigabytes, 1600 megahertz of RAM with 2 DIMM slots. So right now, with 8 gig RAM sticks being the largest RAM modules that are out there right now, you can go all the way up to 16 gigabytes, which is, if you're looking to upgrade this N76, that's definitely an affordable option that we can do for you. So that's the basic rundown for the configuration of this stock brand new N76. Next thing that we just wanted to talk to you briefly about is the overall look of this new N76. Now the LCD, the back of the LCD panel is sort of this slightly brushed aluminum look, but of course it's not aluminum in color. It's, in my opinion, sort of a really deep mocha, like slightly brown black color. Maybe it sort of has a hint of purple in it as well. It's a very elegant cover. As you can see, maybe some fingerprints there. Pretty much with any laptop you're going to probably see some fingerprints, just depending on the style of finish, I guess. It does have an illuminating Asus logo that is just comes in white for stock, but if you want to customize your N76, that's something that we can actually change to a blue or a red or something, just to personalize your system a little bit more. Coming down around the keyboard, it's very nice. Up here at the top, which we'll get into this a little bit more, it sort of has this grill pattern to it on either side. Overall, I think it's a stunning laptop. Definitely has that minimalistic look, and hopefully, if you do purchase this system, you'll like it as much as we do. This is a 17.3-inch Full HD matte screen. In my opinion, it's a very nice screen. Asus, if you can see up here at the top, markets it at 150-degree viewing angle wide, and I'd say that that's accurate. As far as going 75 degrees off center in either direction, there's not a lot of wash. And from what we've seen, since we've done quite a few of these video reviews now, is that generally speaking, when it comes to matte screens, the 17.3-inch screens tend to wash out more than the 15.6-inch screens. But for this 17.3-inch screen, I think it's great. It doesn't wash out very much at all, and I would say that Asus advertising it as 150-degree viewing angle is fairly accurate. If we do the wash coming down from top to bottom, I think, in my opinion, it doesn't wash out as much as I thought it would. It does wash out a little bit. You know, for screens, the vertical wash is going to be more significant than the horizontal access. But the wash really isn't that bad, as hopefully you can see here. It's a great screen. Of course, if you don't want a matte screen, or maybe you are into photography or videography or graphic designer, like we had mentioned earlier, this laptop is a great choice for you. If you do want a little bit more color accuracy, you can upgrade the screen if you like on our website as well. Overall, it's a great matte screen, full HD, and from what we've seen, like we had mentioned, compared to some other systems, it actually is performing really well. Okay, just going over the ports here with you. On the left is a headphone and SPDIF, then a microphone out. You can see the blue in there. Those are two USB 3.0 ports. For optical drive, this does have a Blu-ray burner in it, which is really nice. In my opinion, I think that's what makes this a great multimedia laptop. It does have an eject button on the outside. I'll get that to pop out for you. Really nice that they include a Blu-ray writer in this N76. If you did want to opt out of an optical drive, myself personally, I don't use an optical drive that much, and when I do use one, I use an external one. We can put like an SSD or another hard drive in there for you as well. Finishing up the right side, you'll see that yellow-orange in there. That's actually where an external subwoofer plugs in. I actually have that here for you. It's from Sonic Master. It's a really nice external subwoofer. In my opinion, again, another reason that makes this a great multimedia laptop. But that would just plug in there. Then you have a Kensington lock jack. Making a ring around the back, you can see the battery there. There's no ports or anything on the back. On the left side, that's where you're going to plug your power into, your DC input. 15-pin VGA port for like an external monitor. That's pretty much standard on, I think, pretty much all laptops nowadays. That's your exhaust vent for your cooling. There is only one on this system, and later in the video review, we'll show you some thermal temperatures so you can see the actual temperatures of this N76. This is that J45 LAN port, your HDMI out, and then to finish up the ports, you do have two more USB 3.0 ports. So it's really nice that you get four 3.0 ports on this N76. This right one is a powered USB 3.0, so if your laptop shut down, it's still plugged in, and you wanted to charge your cell phone or plug in an iPod or something like that, you could actually still get power from this N76 to charge those devices even if it was shut down. Making our way around the front is where your LED indicator lights are, and there's just four of them there. The left one is sort of your sleep indicator light. Center is going to be your battery, so if your battery is getting low, that indicator light's going to kick on. The next right one is your hard drive activity, and then to finish up on the far right is Wi-Fi. Now slightly underneath there, this is where your 4-in-1 card reader is going to be, and it's nice that ASUS usually always includes these sort of dummy memory cards, if you will. It's nice to keep in there to help keep lint out and different things like that. Okay, we just wanted to show you really quick the keyboard and point device. The keyboard is backlit. Hopefully you can see there. It's really nice. There is a slight amount of flex to the keyboard, not to the keys themselves, but I guess to the inlay around it. I think a little bit of that has to do with the fact that they've really tried to slim down the design of this N76. But I mean, in my opinion, it doesn't flex enough that I think it's really gonna affect anybody unless you have like extremely heavy fingers. So overall, keyboard I think is really nice. Point device, very minimalistic, very sleek. I think, keeping with the the overall style of this N76, very smooth. The mouse clickers are sort of hidden. They seem to work just fine. They don't stick. They're not hard to press or anything. Making our way up to the top. This is what ASUS refers to as their instant key. It's completely user programmable. What I usually do on laptops like this is I'll actually program this to be like my preferred web browser or something like that. On the right side is an illuminating power button, which is nice if you're on your laptop in the dark or watching a movie or something like that. Hopefully you can see at the top, sort of in this area, maybe you can see a slight hidden circle there. That's where your speakers are. There's one there, and then there's going to be one on your right side as well. Great speaker package. Like we had mentioned earlier, it does have this Sonic Master external subwoofer, and for audio it's done by Bang & Olufsen, which they're not the top speaker manufacturer in my opinion. I mean, Dynaudio in my opinion is probably the top speaker manufacturer, but this company I think is a very, very close second. So you're getting a great overall speaker package on this N76, especially with that external subwoofer. So overall, keyboard I think is really nice. Does have a slight flex to it, but I don't think it's anything that anybody is going to notice. And it's backlit, which I think is great. We just wanted to show you the keyboard with the lights off here. Like we had mentioned, and as you can see, it is an illuminating keyboard. I think it's really nice. It just comes in standard white. There isn't sort of, any customizable options within, any sort of ASUS program that you can go in and customize or change the colors or anything. You can control the brightness, however. You hold down function, and then F3 is going to lower it, and then you can do F4 to brighten it. And there's about 3 or 4 levels of brightness there, so you can you can control that. Overall, I think the illuminating quality of the keyboard is very nice. It's very bright, and hopefully that gives you just some insight of the keyboard on this N76. Okay, we just wanted to show you the BIOS really quick on this N76. Now, to get into the BIOS, when you're booting up your laptop, you just want to hit F2 a couple of times. That's what it is on this N76. If you're on an MSI or something like that, I think it's delete or something like that when you're booting up. Within the BIOS, there isn't a lot that you can really do. There is some system information. You can change the date and time on this N76 within the BIOS. You can see there we have that i7 3610 quad mobile CPU with 8 GB of RAM. As we'll scroll over in the BIOS, under the Advanced tab, you can go down to SATA configuration, and you'll see that we do have the 2 hard drives with the optical bay in there as well. This unfortunately does not have RAID. You'd see that in the SATA mode selection there that you could configure it with RAID. Finishing up the BIOS, you can change your boot priorities. You'll see that in any system BIOS. Security, if you want to set like an administrative password or anything like that. There's not a whole lot you can do in laptop BIOS, but hopefully that gives you some idea of what you can do. Okay, we briefly wanted to touch base on battery life. It's something that we're starting to cover in these video reviews. Unfortunately, there's no great battery life test, or at least not one that we have found yet. If you know of one, definitely let us know, because we definitely like to provide our fans and customers with as much information on these laptops as possible. For this laptop review, we've been doing the entire thing on battery. We've been going for about 45 minutes to an hour or so now of filming, and we'll go down to the battery here. Hopefully you can see that, and I think you can. An hour and 34 minutes, 56% remaining. And so overall, With battery, I would say for normal use, like if you're browsing the internet or working in some very basic programs, you're going to see about 3 hours of battery life, maybe a little bit more. The nice thing about this N76 with the graphics is that it does have integrated Intel 4000 graphics. So with the NVIDIA card, you do have Optimus with it. So for those basic tasks, you can run on just the integrated graphics card versus the NVIDIA GT50 graphics card, which is going to actually is going to actually eat up your battery a little bit more. So for general use, I would say that you're definitely going to get over 3 hours of battery. If you are using your Blu-ray player and watching a Blu-ray or doing some gaming or anything like that, I would definitely say that your battery is going to be cut down, not quite in half. I would say between an hour and a half and 2 hours of battery life. That's pretty much standard on any system of this size as far as battery life goes. Is if you are gaming, you're not going to get a lot of use out of the battery. So hopefully that gives you some perspective of the battery. Like we'd mentioned, there's no really great test. In my opinion, battery life is so dependent on the user and what programs you have open, etc. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of perspective into the battery life of this N76. Okay, we just got done doing some 3D Mark Vantage scores and wanted to show you the results of those. This does have that GeForce GT 650M in it with 2 GB of video RAM. For 3D Mark Vantage score, just under 10,000, 9,500-ish, which isn't bad. In my opinion, this really wouldn't be classified as a gaming laptop. We consider it more of a multimedia laptop. The 3D Mark Vantage score that you see there really isn't that bad. If you're looking back to, say, the GT 555M, we weren't seeing a benchmark score of even really close to that, in our opinion. So the benchmark score there that you see is pretty good. We'll go ahead and pull up an overclock score for you here to show you that as well. Overclocked, we got an extra 700 points, which is pretty good actually for an overclock score. We did have to install a new NVIDIA driver for this GT650 in order to get a little bit more out of the overclock. For temperature on that overclock, we saw 75 degrees Celsius. One thing to note, if you are overclocking on your own, you really don't want to get above 80, 81 degrees Celsius. Then it's really starting to heat up your GPU, and you could run into some real issues there. One thing nice here at Exotic PC that we can do for you is that we can overclock this for you. Now, like we'd mentioned, overclocking really isn't that hard, but the benefit of having us do it is then we warrant that service, and then the liability of that overclocking is on us. So if we burn up the graphics card, then it's our fault, and we put in a new graphics card or get a completely new laptop. So if you do want to overclock your CPU and GPU, that's something that we can definitely do for you, and is very affordable. Okay, we just wanted to show you some thermal temperatures of this N76. We're always sort of looking for a different perspective to give you as far as temperatures go. If you look at the keyboard area, it is getting a little bit hotter than we thought we'd see. It is getting close to 100 degrees, which is running a little bit warmer than what we've seen on other video review thermal images. The exhaust vent, which you can see there, there's only one exhaust vent. It is pushing out a lot of heat, but that's okay. That's really where you want the heat to be forced out, is through the exhaust vent, obviously. If you look at the underside, at the top is where the front of the laptop is, at the bottom is the battery, and then on the left side there you can see all the heat being forced out from the exhaust vent. Temperatures aren't too bad on the underside. The AC adapter, this is a 90 watt AC adapter in case we hadn't mentioned that earlier. It is getting fairly warm. It's been plugged in for about 2 hours now, so you shouldn't really see temperatures get too much higher than that 100-degree mark. They might go up to 105 degrees, but overall the AC adapter temperature is normal, being that hot. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of perspective. The thermal temps on this N76. The keyboard area again is a little bit hotter than we thought we'd see, but nothing abnormal. Okay, we just wanted to show you the inside of this N76. Down there, this is your battery. This is just a 6-cell standard lithium-ion battery. Pops out really easy. Up here is the release for it. The back cover was really easy to take off. There's only one screw there that we had to take off. And you get easy access to your dual hard drives. This does have dual 500 gigabyte 5400 RPM hard drives. The RAM sticks there. There's only 2 DIMMs, and those are 4 gig sticks. This does come stock with 8 gigabytes of RAM. You can, however, upgrade. Right now the largest RAM modules that you can get are 8 gigs, so you can upgrade all the way up to 16 gigabytes if you like. There's not much, I guess, to access. We see that commonly with these ASUS laptops, that they really only give you access to the things that you're most commonly going to upgrade, like hard drives and RAM. You know, they keep the access to the CPU and GPU a little bit more hidden. You can, however, if you like, access those areas. You do have to remove these little rubber stoppers, and then there's some more screws to get more access to your more core, less upgradable components. So that's the inside of this N76. Okay, we just wanted to show you how your new N76 would arrive at your door. It is going to come double boxed. This is only single box right now. We pulled this directly from our inventory to do this video review with you today. So it is going to arrive double boxed, but once you do get it, the second box here is going to be your laptop. I'll pull that open for you. Whoops. On the right side here, this is going to be that Sonic Master external subwoofer, which is very nice. Top right there, this is where your power cord and power brick is going to be. And then in the middle is your new laptop. It's going to come nicely packaged. It does have this nice protective sleeve in it, which is very nice. And under the laptop, sort of in this hidden compartment, this is where all your warranty information is. There's a couple of CDs and DVDs in there. You want to hang on to those. This is that cable tie for your power cord, which is always nice to have. Up at the top here, this is going to be your battery. That's really about it for how this N76 comes. It's very nicely packaged, and hopefully that gives you just a quick little insight of how this is going to arrive at your door. And thank you for watching Exotic PC's video review of this new N76 from ASUS. It's definitely a great multimedia laptop. If you're a graphic designer or you're into photography or videography, this is probably going to be one of our top 2 recommendations for you. It's definitely a great laptop. Price point at this is right around $1,300, I believe. Might be $1,350, which is a reasonable price. I think the price point is just right. If I had to compare it to an MSI model, I would say it's most comparable to the GE70 from MSI that just also came out. It's priced at $1,200, so it is less. However, on this N76, you are getting a Blu-ray burner, and then, of course, as you can see there, that Sonic Master external subwoofer. So if you did get a GE70 from MSI and you wanted to upgrade the optical to a Blu-ray burner, then the price would be probably, you know, an extra $100, $150 more, which would put it at the price point that this N76 is at. So overall, it's the price point is right. It's a great value. No real gripes at all. We did see the keyboard area getting a little bit warmer in those thermal images, but nothing abnormal, I would say. Overall, great system. Jump onto our website if you like and check it out, which is exoticpc.com. That's www.exoticpc.com, and check out this N76 and configure it however you like, and definitely give us a call or email into sales@exoticpc.com, or jump on our live chat feature, which we have sales representatives on there 7 days a week now. So check out the N76 and let us know what you think below in the YouTube comments box on this video. Thank you again for watching, and we will see you in the next review.